Hey, it's been about 2 weeks since I've been back from Adepticon, and in that time, I've been really busy creatively. Since being back, I found myself actually jumping into projects that I've wanted to do for a long time, but just like put off for whatever reason. And I've been creatively all over the place. A little preview for you, check this out. Find out more about that in the coming weeks. And also, what is this? Is this a Blackmagic Craft cassette tape? It might be, but that's all you get to know for now. The main thing my trip motivated me to do is enter some painting competitions, or well, hobby competitions in general. I've committed to myself that next year I'm going to enter Resin Beast because the models you're allowed to use are from 4 companies that I think are really great, including one of my favorite companies on the planet, which is Berium. That's a full year away though, so I have some time to figure out what I'm gonna do and actually work on that. The other thing I've become motivated to actually enter for the first time is Smash Bash, which if you don't know is kind of a really vague, not a lot of rules or guidance competition on kit bashing. Just make cool stuff. Like this year they literally only have one category, which is just like a free-for-all deathmatch sort of thing. The problem is that I decided to enter it and the entries are due like right away, like in 2 weeks or something like that. So with my schedule, I literally have maybe 3 or 4 days I can work on this project. But that's what I'm gonna do. And it's perfect timing because Berium sent me some models for this video, and I'm sure something in there will be something I can use. I have a collection of bits and models that I've been holding on to for a special purpose. These are from a few different companies, some of which are Berium models that I bought and printed like a year ago, which happen to be the same ones as in here. So I don't know, it's gonna end up neat. I'll also, you know, grab some stuff from my collection over there. Hopefully put together something really cool. It'll have to be somewhat small though. I can't do a big piece or diorama in this time. Let's grab some models, take a look and see what kind of inspiration strikes. Check these dudes out. This is one of the models that Berium sent to me, and I already have the exact same model that I printed out. I love these guys. All I know right now is that I want to take these 2 axe heads and smash them together to make one super epic cleaver. Of course, the tricky part is going to be figuring out an actual main character model to hold this axe, figuring out what I'm going to use as the main basis for this kit bash. And I can only get there by digging and starting to hold pieces together, and hopefully something jumps out as looking really cool. This executioner is going to be my starting point. I love his big tummy, and his axe will be a perfect candidate to switch into this big cleaver like I wanted. What I'm not a fan of is his beard, so I'm gonna try to remove that, and then I'm gonna switch his head to something, I don't know, like maybe some weird goblin-y face, Baphomet Morkborg kind of guy face. I don't know, there's this, it's really big, but it's got a cool gas mask. Maybe I can do something with that, cut off his hair or stuff. Maybe I'll just give him a taller wizard's hat. I'm not sure. I don't know, I might get rid of his legs and put them on something, like maybe not something this extreme, but maybe something like that. Let's start with getting rid of the beard and the head. I got his head off and managed to shave down his beard and sort of carve the resin into a bit of man boobs. They're not perfect, but not bad. Got his legs out nice and clean. I took this little gas mask face with a head that was way too large for this model and cut off most of it. That's gonna go on there. But to make it look a lot cooler and more interesting, I'm actually gonna attach it quite low so he doesn't have much of a neck. I'm gonna use this shield from the Morkborg skeleton, give him a hat. I'm really excited about it. It's already got that cool aha, yes, this is it sort of feel. I also shaved down the edges of both these axe heads so I can join them together nice and secure. So for his lower half, I'm really torn between a couple bits. One is this sort of cybernetic cabling, and I think it would be pretty neat to have him kind of like hovering up on this. I only have one of these though, so I'm not really sure. Found this little bit of a horn that could maybe transition into this. And I just found this, it's like, I think it's a tail, would work for like a really cool sort of worm bottom half, which is what I'm leaning towards. It'll take some carving to make it fit well. My first inclination would be sort of this way, but part of me, because this is kind of like a flat tail, the way it's cast, it's pretty flat. It almost makes me want to put it sideways, kind of like in line with old Ralpartha minis and whatnot. I'm gonna do this tail and get it on here one of these ways, and I'm probably gonna get rid of this end here because I really don't like whatever this end is supposed to be. This little dude is looking pretty cool. I managed to use a lot of different bits from a lot of different models, which I'm happy about. And you know what? There were some things that I put on and that I later clipped off, and that's fine. That's all part of it. I have to fill and sculpt a few little things, and then it can sit and cure overnight, and tomorrow I can prime and paint them. Hey, I just want to take a second to appreciate Berium Miniatures. They are truly one of my favorite mini companies in the world ever. I've bought a ton of their models. In fact, it was their models that we used to play test Idols of Torment before we had our own. I have a very special place in my heart for their style of grimdark, gritty horror models. The problem with Berium, like every 3D printing company, is that if you don't have a 3D printer, you're kind of SOL in terms of getting their models. They are launching a Kickstarter where you will be able to get physical versions, high quality prints of their sick, awesome models. You're also going to be able to get STLs if you missed them in the past, and there's going to be some new stuff as well, some new heroes. Whether you're playing a dark RPG fantasy campaign or some sort of grim dark, tabletop skirmish game or war game, they're perfect. They're also great as fodder for kit bashing. So if you want to finally get your hands on some of these amazing models in physical form, go check out their Kickstarter. You won't regret it, I promise. I'll put a link in the description so you can jump on over there, see what's going on, and absolutely back this one, guys. I love them so much, and I think you will too. Well, I'm pretty happy with how little man is looking here. He's just about ready for paint. This is bugging me. I feel like these are too much, right? Like these hooks, sometimes less is more. That's better. I think I've messed around with this long enough. I've been kind of going over some of these parts over and over and over again, and I just got to call it. I think the axe looks really cool. The freehand, whatever, the symbol work is not great, but it's all right. It's kind of neat. He's a cool character. Let's get a little bit of oil wash on him. That's way too much. And what else do we want to do on this? Okay, a slight change of plans. could keep messing around with this guy forever, but I'm gonna call him done. I am pretty darn happy with how he looks. I think he's super cool. I'm gonna take some nice photos and then I'm going to send them in. I'm gonna submit them for Smash Bash. I'm feeling really fulfilled having done this project. Not so much building it, although that was really satisfying, but more so just the act of forcing myself to finally participate in like a community event and submit something for a competition. Even though I really have no expectation of winning it, it just feels nice finally letting go of whatever fears were holding me back from doing that. And it's had this great effect where I'm now inspired to do other things that I've been wanting to do for a really long time, but have for whatever reason been too intimidated to do. So if there's something that you've been wanting to try in your life, in your hobby, just do it. Like, what's the worst that's gonna happen? Even if it turns out bad, I promise you, you will feel good for having tried. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the like button, drop me a comment, all that other good stuff. If you want to pick up some tools or supplies and support the channel in the process, check out blackmagiccraft.ca. There I have an essential equipment page where I link to stuff I use and their affiliate links, so I get a small cut and everybody wins. And of course, as always, if you really want to help me out with what I do, the best way you can do that is on Patreon. Thank you very much for sharing this journey with me. I'm excited to see what happens next. Cheers.